Humans may be able to grow new teeth someday. Texas professors are suing to fail students who seek abortions, and orange juice makers are having to use alternative fruits as prices skyrocket. These are the weird stories for the Tuesday episode of Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast in the universe. Pow-pow-pow-pow! Humans may be able to grow new teeth. It's the sound of science. Boop, 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 science. Guys, celebrate. Humans may be able to grow new teeth within just 6 years. Seems like a long time for teeth to grow. I mean, when I was a kid, I think they sprouted in with just in like 8 months, maybe. Hey, I'm not going to knock it till I try it, all right? If I got to wait 6 years for my new incisors to fully form, I'll do it. It beats the alternatives, doesn't it? The article begins with some educational information. The average adult human body contains how many bones? If you said 206, you would have said exactly what the article says. I'm not sure if that's accurate. I'm not going to fact check it. You think I'm going to fact check these science stories? No way. Who's got time for that crap? I'm just going to hope they're true. 206 bones, the hardened mixtures of calcium, minerals, collagen that provide the biological scaffolding that walks us through our day. While we may not think of them much, bones are incredibly resilient, but if they do break, and they sometimes do, they have this nifty trick of regrowing themselves. Teeth, however, are not bones, although they're made of some of the same stuff and are the hardest material in the human body thanks to the protective layer of enamel. They lack the crucial ability to heal and regrow themselves like the other bones that we have. But that may not always be the case. Japanese researchers are moving forward with an experimental drug that promises to regrow human teeth, and human trials are going to begin in September. Very exciting. We got a quote here from Katsu Takahashi, the head of the dentistry at the Medical Research Institute at Kitano Hospital in Osaka. Jonesy, you nailed all those Japanese words in that sentence. I know I did. Here's the quote from Katsu. We want to do something to help those who are suffering from tooth loss or absence. While there has been no treatment to date providing a permanent cure, we feel that people's expectations for tooth growth are pretty high. Now, let's jump into the specific Scientology behind it. Did I say Scientology behind it? That's improper. This is for the nerds out there. It says, this development follows years of study around a particular antibody named uterine sensitization. I'm not going to get through this. Uterine sensitization associated gene 1, which has been shown to inhibit the growth of teeth in ferrets and mice. Well, if it works in the ferrets and the mice, back in 2021, scientists from the Kyoto University, can you imagine being employed by the Kyoto University? I've been to Kyoto. It's beautiful. I'd love to live there. The scientists who will also be involved in the human trials upcoming discovered a monoclonal antibody that disrupted the interaction between the uterine sensitization associated gene 1 and molecules known as bone morphogenetic protein, or BMP. Whew. Got another quote from Katsu, the head nerd. We knew that suppressing USAG1 benefits tooth growth. What we did not know was whether it would be enough. Ferrets are diffidont animals. Ferrets are diffidont animals with similar dental patterns to humans. Did you know ferrets have similar dental patterns to human beings? I had no idea. Well, it seems proper then to try this on the ferrets first. I didn't know I had this in common with a ferret. When I look at a ferret, I'm like, I got nothing in common with a ferret. Except for I'm also always cold. Okay, now scientists will see how similar, because humans will soon undergo a similar trial in September of this year. Very excited. They have a study. They got 30 males between the ages of 30 and 64, each missing at least one tooth, and they will be administered these drugs intravenously to see if it's effective and see if it's safe. Luckily, no side effects have been reported in the ferret studies. Takahashi says that he's hoping this treatment will be available for anyone who's lost a tooth in the future. That's great. Now we can really let ourselves go, guys. We can trick or treat into adulthood now, all right? We want all the candy. Fill up my plastic jack-o'-lantern head. I want more chocolate. All the desserts, guys. All the desserts are in our future. Key lime pie. Oh, I came across the other night strawberry tiramisu. Never seen that before. Yeah. If you think that didn't blow my mind, then you have no idea how high I was when I actually saw it and tasted it. Oh, boy. Hey. Well, it was a good holiday weekend, I would say. This is great. So, we've cured obesity basically because they got that Ozempic drug, right? We've cured flat ass syndrome because you can go get those injections in your ass if you're missing an ass. I don't know what they put in that ass. Do they use the ass parts of a dead person? I'm not sure what they put in your ass to give you ass. Nearsightedness, sadly, still a thing. I wear readers. I'm not proud of it. The font on my phone is at the highest it'll go, which leads to people making fun of me if they see my phone. Not cool. If we could do something with the acid reflux, though, I mean, these pills are I would like a permanent solution to that. That would be dope. So there's something we got some ways to go, but it would be nice to have our teeth forever and ever and ever and ever. We wouldn't have to get those expensive. What are they called? The veneers and all of that. Replacing teeth is quite costly, as you know, and it's typically not covered under your ordinary health insurance for some strange reason. I don't know why teeth are hardly ever included. I used to call them a luxury because teeth are luxury bones. I used to say that, because they're luxury bones, but I'm reading this article. Turns out they're not even bones. So, anyways, great news. Professors in Texas are suing in order to fail students who seek abortions. Wow, Texas is going full Handmaid's Tale, I would say. We have here a pair of Texas professors, evil figures. They found out that their female students are having sex, and they don't like it. So now the philosophy professor and this finance professor are suing for the right to punish their students who, outside of the class, have abortions. I mean, considering those sorts of records are pretty private and there's laws surrounding who has access to such medical histories, I don't know how they're going to find that out. Prove you didn't have an abortion. Show me the baby. Show me the baby. Come on now. I know you got a baby on you somewhere. Is it in your backpack? Show me the baby. Is it in your fanny pack? Come on now. Show me that baby. Prove it. Here's a quote from the University of Texas at Austin professor Daniel Bonavac, who is working along with Professor John Hatfield. Pregnancy is not a disease, and elective abortions are not health care. All right. Pregnancy is the result of voluntary and consensual sexual intercourse. Students should not be allowed time off to get abortions. If the students disobey and miss class for abortion care, these professors believe that they should be allowed to flunk these students. The second professor here, Bonavac, asserts that he has actually the right to refuse to employ any teaching assistants who have had abortions as well, calling such women criminals. My goodness, criminals? Aww. Well, if your point is to fail people for missing class because of what you consider what are illegal acts in Texas, then you're going to fail them for a DUI as well. I mean, if you're gonna penalize people for breaking laws, you got to kind of you got to cover all the laws, I would say. And I would like to know how you're going to address the baby daddies. Do the baby daddies involved in the abortion situation get punished as well? You're going to fail them as well, or is it just the biological females that are getting penalized? They have a situation here. At issue are federal regulations called Title IX, first signed into law by President Richard Nixon in 1972. They currently bar publicly funded schools from discriminating on the basis of sex or gender. This means that schools cannot penalize students for health care based on sex. As a male student who would be granted leave if he had to travel for some surgery, so must a female student, the federal statute requires. The two professors arguing here, they're saying that granting students an excused absence in such cases violates their First Amendment rights, is what they're saying. These two horrible professors, they're pretty crafty, though. Although they work in Austin, which is a pretty liberal place as far as Texas goes, they've actually filed their lawsuit almost 500 miles away in Amarillo, Texas. They did that for a specific reason. There's a Donald Trump-appointed judge named Matthew Kacsmaryk, who's very right-wing and has a long and unhinged history of screeching at top volume about the evils of sexual revolutionaries. Okay. This particular judge in his past legal writings has made it very clear that sex is only for procreation within marriage, and anything outside of that should draw legal sanctions. Wow, so, well, I mean, this might go forward then on some level. Who knows? China's watching this with a notepad, and they're doing what over there? Oh, this sounds pretty cool. I didn't even think of that. Well, let's hope this kind of cockamamie activity doesn't get any further, because at that point, I mean, you're going to be, Texas is just going to be the official sausage fest state, because in a decade, all the ladies are going to bounce, I'd imagine. I don't know. What do you guys think of this? Call the show 646-450-2012. Yay! Orange juice manufacturers consider using alternative fruit as prices of oranges is skyrocketing. Well, they're growing all over my neighborhood if you guys just want to come and take them. They don't taste very good. I tried to eat one off a neighbor's tree. It tasted pretty terrible. I decided I'll stick with the store-bought oranges rather than the urban-grown oranges. I think they got a lot of exhaust fumes in the roots of the trees, and it's affecting the taste of the orange. The orange tasted like a Kia, is what I'm saying. So they're looking for alternative fruits to replace oranges in orange juice. Let's guess before we read what they're going to use for alternatives. What are you guys thinking? Vidalia onions, maybe Vidalia onions. That would be pretty. It's a sweeter onion. I mean, you could probably get. How about some fennel? Fennel? No, it's fruits, Jonesy. You want to use fruits. How about pomegranate? Pomegranate might work, right? Pomegranate. I'm partial to kumquats. I would drink kumquat juice if you could replace the oranges with kumquats. I'm down. It's a little sour, but I like it. I like kumquats. Let's get into the story, because I'm just completely wasting time. I'm over a minute in, and you haven't learned a damn thing, except for that I tried to eat the terrible oranges in my hood. We have here a global shortage of oranges. I had no idea. This shortage is sending prices of oranges way up. They're soaring. And it's prompting some orange juice manufacturers to consider using alternative fruits to make this breakfast staple. We got some statistics here. Market prices of oranges hit about $3.68 a pound. That's up from $2.76 a pound 1 year ago, up about 33% increase. It also marks a stunning 210% increase from January 2021, shortly before the inflation crisis began. Now, the spike in orange prices stems from declining output in Florida, which is the primary U.S. producer, and disease and extreme weather events in Brazil, which accounts for about 70% of global production. Orange trees in Brazil have been suffering from a disease known as citrus greening. Once infected, citrus trees produce fruits that are partially green, small, misshapen, and very bitter. There is no cure for this citrus greening disease, and trees typically die within a few years of being infected by it. Wow. This particular disease, along with severe heat waves and drought that's occurred recently during the pivotal phases of flowering and early fruit formation, have put Brazil on track to register one of its worst orange harvests in more than 3 decades. Terrible. And Florida's in a similar predicament. Although strangely, I mean, Florida doesn't believe in climate change, so you wouldn't think the oranges would be affected at all. Yeah, it's funny how when your beliefs don't jive with data. Now, it says here, in the past, orange juice manufacturers have avoided long-term shortages by freezing their juice stock, which can be preserved and used for up to 2 years. But even that frozen juice stock is dissipating because of this 3-year shortage buildup, apparently. They're saying here, as a result, manufacturers are considering using different fruits for their juice. I guess apple, grape, and pears, maybe. They use apple in a lot of other juices, even though it's not really apple juice. And nobody's going to notice unless you have taste buds, so that's cool. Okay, so manufacturers consider using different fruits such as mandarins because their trees are more resistant to the greening disease. However, that could be a lengthy process, it says, and that's the end of the article. I like mandarins. That would mean my orange juice would be a lot sweeter, I would think. I'm down for a mandarin orange juice. I don't really drink orange juice. You know, that boxed orange juice that I drank as a kid, Tropicana, all that crap. I don't do that. anymore. Eventually you learn that this is just mostly sugar in there anyways, then all of these food manufacturers they lie on the packaging. They're like, it's 100% real fruit. Well, 5% of this carton is 100% real fruit, so some of it is. Who wants that orange drink? Orange drink. At some point, they get to the point they can't even call it juice anymore. Like Sunny D can't call themselves juice, just orange drink. Does it got vitamins? Hell no, it's orange drink. You're gonna see some Franken orange drinks in the stores rather soon, I would imagine, because of this shortage. It'll be fascinating to see what they come up with. The orange drink concoctions that will be hitting the market soon. Also expect the actual containers of orange juice to be like maybe 15-20% smaller than previously. Look out for that. There's going to be a whole swath of people out there that mix booze with their orange drink anyways who aren't going to give a damn. The brunch crowds with the champagne. And I find myself when I do drink orange juice, I'm usually mixing vodka with it. So orange-ish juice is good enough for me. Yay! If this is weird, please let me know. If it's weird news, you better let me know. If it is weird, I want to know. Hey, hi, my friends, my loyal listeners. Thanks for putting up with your buddy Jonesy today. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I want to thank everybody who sent me articles, emailed me. You can always send me stuff to funnyjones@gmail.com. That's what you want to do. You can call the show 646-450-2012, and my Instagram is @funnyjones on Instagrams. @funnyjones. I'm on TikTok, comedian Jonesy, I think is I've been posting stuff on TikTok lately, just trying to get on the TikTok. I'm a little late to the game, but trying to be on the social medias, you got to do it, guys. You got to do it. A lot of work. Anyways, if you want to support the show, you can do so by joining the Patreon. That's go to patreon.com/weirdafnews and join our little group of supporters in there. Big fans of Weird AF News. It's like a little club, the Patreon club. You can also download the Patreon app on your phone, do a search for Weird AF News, or go to weirdafnews.com, the official website. Click on the Patreon banner. You can also buy me a coffee off my website, weirdafnews.com, as well, if you'd like to show your love. Appreciate that. And I guess that's it. We're going to wrap it up, keep it brief, and I'll see you tomorrow with another episode of Weird AF News.